Today on DC News Now, a monumental deal lands DC sports teams a new home in Virginia.
This is monumental.
The consequences on both sides of the Potomac. We're warming up this afternoon. Forecaster Brittany Ward looks at how high those temps will go. And will Metro's doomsday budget cuts mean job cuts? Plus, you know what they say, tax prep today will keep the IRS away. We're stretching your dollar ahead of tax season.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. A monumental move. The Washington Wizards and Capitals are heading to Northern Virginia. Monumental Sports announcing today a new partnership with Virginia and regional leaders to bring a world-class entertainment district. We have team coverage this afternoon. DC News Now sports director Derek Forrest has more reaction from the sports world. But first, let's head over to Northern Virginia reporter Haley Milon, who attended the news conference this morning. And Haley, a lot of excitement for some, certainly a lot of interest for a lot of people today.
A lot of interest for the Commonwealth in Northern Virginia here, Mark. If this deal does in fact go through, Virginia would get not only its first, but its second ever major league sports teams right here in Alexandria. Let me give you a sense of where we are. So right over there is Reagan National Airport. There is the Potomac Yard Virginia Tech Metro Station. And then just over the other way, swing over 180 degrees, we've got Route 1 about 2 blocks away from here. And then here, the site where the proposed facility would be built. This white tent that you see here, that's where the event was this morning. That is ground zero for all of this. What will or would be, if this goes through, a $2 billion sports and entertainment district. And right inside of that tent is where we heard from Governor Youngkin this morning. Take a listen.
This spectacular sports and entertainment district will be at the heart of the most vibrant innovation corridor in the world, a corridor that starts at Amazon HQ2 in Arlington and stretches through the Virginia Tech Innovation Campus and will find its anchor here in Alexandria with this amazing sports and entertainment district.
Governor Youngkin, Monumental Sports majority owner Ted Leonsis, and others walked through the private-public partnership deal to bring the $2 billion sports and entertainment district here to Alexandria this morning. Now, the plan doesn't require upfront taxpayer investment, but relies instead on bonds from a stadium authority that would be paid back as the district grows and generates revenue. Both the Capitals and the Wizards, as well as Monumental Sports and Entertainment's headquarters, would come to the site, and there would be businesses built around the stadium. Now, leaders discussed a performing arts center, hotels, and other amenities. The partnership comes as a fairly sudden announcement, though. This is the beginning of a years-long process that would take more than 4 years to plan and to build. Some Alexandrians are protesting the move, citing concerns over infrastructure and their cost of living going up. I asked Mayor Justin Wilson about those concerns, and he's confident that the process will take their concerns into account.
This is going to be the phase where we're going to have numerous community meetings. We're going to engage with the community to make sure their voice is heard in this plan as we craft transportation plans, as we look at how we protect neighborhoods in this community.
And project leaders say that they are estimating that this sports and entertainment district would bring about $12 billion in revenue into the local economy here in the first decade or so of it being open and operating. We'll have so much more on the proposal and what it means for Alexandrians and Northern Virginians throughout the afternoon. But for now, in Potomac Yard, Haley Milon, DC News Now.
All right, Haley, thank you. Well, the move has been a talker in the district and really in the entire region, and certainly in our newsroom. Let's bring in sports director Derek Forrest. Derek, what is your reaction to the news?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I think it's good news. I think it's a win-win situation, honestly, for the Wizards and for the Capitals and for Monumental Sports, because right now you're looking at a $2 billion campus over in Alexandria if this goes through by the state, right? But even if they lose, now it looks like DC and Mayor Bowser are still trying to make a push. So now you get $2 billion to move to Alexandria, or maybe you get at least $500 million to stay in DC. So for Monumental, for the Wizards, for the Capitals, it seems like right now it's a win-win because you're either going to get a new facility or you're going to get a renovated facility.
Well, Derek, we know that the fan base for both teams very passionate. Do you think that the move would have an impact on both teams and their fan base?
I think the impact will be decided on whether or not these teams win or lose on the ice and on the basketball court, right? Like, if you have a winning team, people are going to support you no matter where you are. And it's not like Alexandria is that far removed from the DC area to begin with. I mean, a lot of people complain about where the Commanders are in Landover right now, but if you look at the first, first 4 home games of their season this year with new ownership, they sold out the place. So I don't think it really matters. As long as your team is winning, people will travel to see their team play and to see their team win.
Well, Derek, we know that the Wizards have struggled recently. Now, despite the new location in a few years, do you think that it's still going to be a struggle for the Wizards to attract big free agents? Because that's always been a problem in the past.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this Wizards team hasn't been great since, the 70s, right? So, but they're now in this rebuild era now under new ownership as well over there under Monumental Sports. And if they can get talent to come in, they're starting to build now with Bilal Coulibaly and some of others, right? They start to make some moves. Again, just like my last answer, if they can find ways to win, I don't think it'll really affect free agents coming in. And maybe Northern Virginia is a little bit more appealing to some of those athletes coming in. Loudoun County is not going to be far away. You look at where some of the athletes kind of live as well. So I think all of that will play an impact. But again, it's all about winning on the hardwood. Once the Wizards start to get there, I don't think it'll really affect free agents and whether or not they come into the city.
Wins certainly have a big impact, no doubt about it. Sports Director Derek Forrest, we hope to hear from you more coming up at 4. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, protesters were outside making their voices heard in opposition of the announcement.
Go away, don't come to Potomac Yard.
Well, one group was Moms Against Monumental. Those with the group say they'd rather have schools instead of arenas. A different set of protesters saying the deal is economically not good for the area and it plays tax jurisdictions against each other. Well, some protesters feeling blindsided by today's announcement.
It brings tons of things that upset this balance that we have achieved, and so we're pushing back. And also the process. Like, there was no transparency. They just come in and drop this bomb on us.
There's plenty of economic activity here. The idea that a stadium is some sort of magic fairy dust, point me to the economic activity that surrounds FedEx Field. Look at the situation that's happening in Chinatown right now. There's plenty of hockey games, plenty of basketball games, and businesses are leaving.
Well, ahead at 12:30, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser will hold a media briefing at 12:30, along with D.C. Council Chair, Phil Mendelson, and we'll bring that to you live when that begins. And for the latest, you can head to our website, dcnewsnow.com.